Alright guys, so I was trying to do this as a live stream to recap everything and share everything with you, but for some reason the live stream just wasn't working, like the screen would freeze, so I was like, screw it, I was like, fuck it, we won't do it live, and hence why we're here now. Anyway, so yes, this is going to be me talking about all the stuff I got at Megacon. It wasn't a lot, but like, my bank account hates me. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, so let's get started with the first thing I got. And that is little gashapons. Now, for those who don't know what gashapons are, they're basically vending machine figurines that are very big in Japan, and they're very well detailed. I got some dinos. Got a little Triceratops, my favorite dinosaur. Got this Pteranodon, not a dinosaur, but flying reptile. And look at, like, the detail on these. Like, the detail on these are, for what they are, they're really damn good. And Godzilla. This is a little mini bust of the Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla. Even comes with his own little plaque. Isn't that neat? Anyway, so those were the first things I got. The moment I ended on day one on Thursday, that was the first thing I got at the convention. So I thought that was really. I thought those were really cool. A nice little startup for everything. So let's get started with the first. Let's talk about comics, because what is a comic convention without comics, right? So let's start with little single issues I got here. First off, Godzilla, the Valentine's Day special. This actually, IDW had a booth at there. Same with Zenoscope, I think. Yeah, Zenoscope had a booth too, but IDW had a small booth there, and they were showing off stuff, and I got this directly from them. It was really cool. I'll probably do a review on this, since it is, like, you know, we're getting close to that day. Anyway, next up we have Wonder Woman #1, signed by Tom King. This comic meeting, yes, I did get to meet Tom King. He was really cool. He was a very nice guy. Also pretty muscular. I mean, he's ex-CIA, so what can you do? He was having a lot of fun. Him and Mitch Gerardis, the artist from the Riddler one-shot, as well as the Mr. Miracle comic, they were, like, acting like a bunch of 5-year-olds. Like, they would... Jason Aaron was literally right next to them, and they would, like, pick on Jason Aaron, like, hey, check out how long our line is, you bald asshole. Like, that's what they were. They were really cool. Tom King was a lot of fun. Probably one of the best guys I got to meet at the convention. He was just, like, he was neat. He was cool. So, yeah. So, next up is, let's talk about some some graphic novels I got. So, next up is Thanos Wins by Donny Cates. This was a comic I've been wanting to read for a long time, and it's really cool to finally, like, be able to have this comic in my collection. This was one of the things that really put Donny Cates on the map. This brought in Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah, this is going to be a fun read. Anyway, so then we have Avengers Epic Collection, the entire collection of Operation Galactic Storm. This is the Kree-Shi'ar war that happened in the late 90s, early 2000s. This was a big Avengers event that, like I said, was the Kree-Shi'ar war. And yeah, I love these epic collections. There are some comics that you just can't find in trade anymore. So these Marvel's epic collections are a lot of fun, and to have this as an actual trade is really cool. So yeah. Also, these are although they're really expensive, it's kind of neat to grab like one or two of these for like $20. Anyway. So, next up, we got some Usagi Yojimbo. I've been meaning to collect Usagi Yojimbo comics for the longest time, and when I saw these for like $15, this was like $5. So it was cool to get like the huge like collection of book 1 of Usagi Yojimbo. This is going to be a lot of fun to read. Next up, we have Inhumans, the Marvel Knights Inhumans miniseries. This was written by this was artwork by Jay Lee and artwork by Pat Jenkins. This is like one of the only, if not the only thing anyone cares about for Inhumans. So everyone has talked about like this is the one good Inhuman story. So it should be fun. Yeah. This comic is like the Inhuman story that everyone just like everyone says is like, if you haven't ever read a Inhumans book, this is the only Inhumans book you need to read. Fuck the rest. So yeah. All right. Moving right along to Thor: The God Butcher Saga. This is the collected trade of the Gore the God Butcher series by Jason Aaron. I wish I got, like, I wanted to get this signed by Jason Aaron, but when I went over to his his booth, he wasn't there a lot. He was walking around, and I didn't feel like tracking him down and trying to get him to sign this, but this is really cool. This is a collection I've wanted to have for a long time, so it's nice to have it. And it will probably wash Thor: Love and Thunder out of my mouth. Anyway, next up we have Power Rangers Shattered Grid, the collected edition. Another book I've wanted to own for the longest time, and when I got it found it for $20, I was like, yeah, let's do this. So it'll be nice to have this finally in my collection. That one of the biggest events in comics. Next up, we have Daredevil Epic Collection Into the Fire. This is the end of the Chichester run and the start of the Frank Miller run with Daredevil Man Without Fear. Yeah, like I said, these epic collections are exactly what they sound they are. They are epic. These comics are really cool because they get to collect things that you just can't find in regular trade unless you really look or want to drop some serious money. So I'm always, but the problem is they're like $40, $50. So when I found these for like 20, I find them for like 20 or $30, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna grab these. So yeah. Anyway, so there's that. Then we have Venom by Daniel Way. This is a comic I was kind of like a buy on, because I remember this was one of the first comics I read as a kid. When I was looking through like a comic rack and I saw this, because I was like, ooh, I know Venom from the Spider-Man cartoon, and it had like Wolverine getting the symbiote or something. And I've been wanting to read it because everyone says it's more like a horror book, but yeah. It was like $15 for a $35 trade. Yeah, it was I definitely want to give this a shot. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't. Who the hell knows, right? And finally, for comics, we have Sir Edward Grey, Witchfinder, omnibus, the first volume omnibus. I always love anything to do with Hellboy, and this is one of those books. This is from the world of Hellboy. It was basically, Sir Edward Grey is a character from the Hellboy universe who is a exorcist who works specifically for Queen Elizabeth, and these are like his adventures. So this should be a lot of fun to read. I'm wanting to read it. And I hope it's good because I want to get the second volume too. Anyway, so let's talk about the other non-comic stuff that I got. Starting off, this bad boy right here. Yep, I got a rubber replica, well, a foam replica, I should say, of Mjolnir. But not just any, as you can see, this isn't like, Marvel's Thor Mjolnir. This is a replica of Thor's Mjolnir from God of War Ragnarok. It's got some weight to it. And I actually really think this is more intricate and better designed than, Marvel Mjolnir, than MCU Mjolnir. They were selling, like, Keyblade. They have a ton of booths with, like, foam Keyblades and whatnot. But the moment I saw, like, this Mjolnir, I kept coming back to it. Because, again, it's more intricate. It's got some nice heft to it. And it's more in line with the actual Norse mythology of Thor's hammer. So, yeah. I wanted to get this one. So, real quick. I love getting coffee from Little Shop of Horrors. Coffee Shop of Horrors is a coffee brand that I love going to. This is a new flavor of French vanilla, and one of my favorites, Redneck Werewolf, which is spiced bourbon coffee. So it's really good. Yeah, thought I'd show that to everybody. Next up, some figures. Yep, I've been meaning to collect some like straight out of Japan Godzilla figures. So I got these were like 25 a piece. So I was like, all right, I'll get a few of them. So we got Millennium Final Wars Gigan. I love the articulation. His head can move, his arms and legs can move. I think also his blade. Nope, blades can't move. Yeah. Oh, I love. The problem is they're so damn expensive, and there's only one booth at these conventions in Central Florida with one guy, and they are the figures. He sells them at like high price. Like I wanted to get an Ebra from him. It was like $90. I'm not spending that much on a fucking shrimp. Anyway, and then we got Final Wars Hedera. Arms can move up and down. Yep, see, there he goes. This is not for me. This is for someone, again, very special to me. So she wanted a Hedera figure, and I got it for her. So there you go. And then finally, yep, I don't have a Godzilla figure of my own. I have a few Ghidorahs. I have the Legion Queen from Gamera Advent of Legion, and yeah, I have never gotten a Godzilla figure. I really was like, ooh, I gotta have it. But this Burning Godzilla was there, and I was like, you know what? I don't have a Godzilla. It's Heisei Godzilla. I would really like this because I don't have a single. Shame on me for not having a Godzilla figure. This was also the cheapest one at $25 because again, the other booths were selling like Shin Godzilla for like $80, $90. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I know there are better looking figures than this. This is like plastic and whatnot, but still, it's nice to actually own a Godzilla figure. And it's cool that it's burning, too. It's burning Godzilla. Anyway, so those are the Godzilla figures. Let's talk about some prints I got. So professional on this channel, I know. So, I don't think I can show you. There's two prints I can't show you because they're a little, shall we say, risque. One of Raven and one of the Bride of Frankenstein. Although the Bride's going to go to the special person. But the Raven's going to stick with me. Maybe you'll be able to see it on the wall when I put it up here. I'm going to switch some of the pictures out. And maybe you'll see it. Maybe you won't. But yeah, it's a little. The Raven and Bride are a little risque, so I'm not going to show them here. But yeah, let's get started with this one. This Wolverine print I got from Jay Lee, who we just talked about with the Inhumans trade. I was going to get the Inhumans trade signed by him, but again, he wasn't there at his booth, so that sucked. But yeah, this Jay Lee Wolverine print, I love this Wolverine. Because I've had like comic covers of him, and I've always loved this comic cover. So when he had it there for like, when he was selling it and getting it, there's also his signature right there. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I got it signed. I got his I got a picture with him. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But he was distracted by a print he was doing. Next up, we have Art the Clown, which again, this is not for me. This is for special someone. This is for her because she loves Terrifier, and this gory look is very much up her alley. Moving on to this beautiful poster of Rapture, and I love the little tagline of "Would you kindly visit soon?" I love that. BioShock is one of my favorite video games. I just love the aesthetic of the underwater, and there's a lot of BioShock stuff I didn't get. But every art booth had at least one BioShock picture. I'd be broke if I bought all the BioShock stuff. And we got this original print going to, again, special someone. very witch-like. I just liked the design and, you know, thought she would dig it, and sure enough, she did. Then we got this beautiful Godzilla, you know, collage. Although there is Gamera and Kong there, and it kind of bothers me because you have all these Toho kaiju, and then Gamera and MonsterVerse Kong in the middle of all these Toho monsters. I don't know, but it was still cool. I liked it. And we have this collection from the same booth. I got this 80s villain collection, like the Big Five: Megatron, Skeletor, Shredder, Cobra Commander, and Mum-Ra. I thought it was really cool. And we got this beautiful Batman villain collage. We got some pinups in there, some of the girls in their pinup costume. Yeah, that booth was had a lot of risque stuff. Very tastefully done, mind you, but still, it was like pinup bombshell characters. And then we got this Sam, which is going to Special Lady Friend. She's getting that because she loves Trick or Treat. And then this is I'm keeping this one. This is, as you can see, a Star Wars Vader poster, but it's also a beautiful homage cover to Infesterium, the Ghost album. So I love Ghost, I love Star Wars. Boom, had to get it. One more print. And this one was signed. It did get a little dinged up. I couldn't stop it. So I got to meet another artist from my childhood, and that person was the illustrator of the Goosebumps novels. I wouldn't be a child of horror if it weren't for those Goosebumps novels. So when I got to meet him, he was showing off prints and like these big poster-sized prints. And he was also like, "This is my first con. I'm nervous, and not a lot of people come up." So I was really freaked out. And I was like, "Dude, you are the reason like a lot of you and R.L. Stine are like the reason a lot of us became horror fans." And when I was looking over the massive size post, because he had these little ones, and I was like, there's one. Maybe you have it signed, and you have a full size poster of my favorite one, the Werewolf of Fever Swamp. And he's like, "Werewolf of Fever Swamp, I got that, yeah." So, ta-da, and got it signed. He was really cool. He was really excited to have because he was worried that no one was gonna come and see him because he was so he was so old, but no. So it was really cool because he was like, "I was so worried no one would come and see me, so thank you." I was like, "Oh, you're welcome." So that one, this will go on the wall, probably right there where you see the Marvel poster right now. It's probably gonna go there. All right, we're almost done. Got a few more things to really talk about. So, got a Blu-ray of Calamity Jane. This is a lesser-known series from the early 2000s. It was only like one season. Basically, it's a cartoon fictionalized version of the actual gunslinger Calamity Jane. It was a dark and gritty Western animated series from, I think, Canada. And I didn't know it got a Blu-ray release. I was literally looking through just Blu-ray, a Blu-ray booth and found this. I was like, "Holy shit! I need to get this." It's a very lesser known show, and I was very excited to get it. Now, I got to meet some people, and I got their autographs. You want to know who they are? Let's go through them. Starting off with Grey Delisle. Most of you would know best as the voice actress for Azula. Yeah, Grey was really cool. I met her on Friday. Her line wasn't that long. That was kind of what got me to go to her line. And she was really cool. She wasn't behind her booth signing. She was literally in front of her booth hugging people. I got a hug from Grey Delisle. She's not tall. I'm just saying. She had she was wearing high boots. And she even commented, "Oh, I wear them because they make my ass look great." And I'm like, "Not gonna look, but okay, I'll take your word for it, ma'am." But she was really cool. She was like, she spent time with people. Like I was in line watching her, and she was like spending like 5-10 minutes with some people, just talking to them. Hell, she even talked to me for like a good 5-10 minutes. I told her, like, I try to meet more people because of, like, after, Kevin Conroy passed away, and she, like, got all sad because, like, I miss Kevin. Like, because she's worked with Kevin. She was, Arkham City Catwoman, and she did other projects with Kevin Conroy. So she was actually, like, really sad. And then she told me a story about, like, a friend and his mom who passed, and it was, like, a haunting story. It was a nice little ghost story. It was cool. So she was really fun. Then we got Justin Briner, hope I'm saying that last name right, the voice actor for Deku. He was really cool too. He was, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with him. His line was incredibly short. Hell, I got up there in 5 minutes. And he was really neat. He was just like, and he literally, that voice, that's his his Deku voice. That voice is his. That voice is literally his. Like, that's his talking voice. So when he's talking to you, he just sounds like it sounds like you're talking to Deku. He was really sweet. He was just like, I love coming to these conventions. I get to meet fans all the time. And he literally, like, how he talked, it's like listening, it's like hearing Deku. It's like hearing Midoriya. So he was neat. Oh boy. This one's gonna be interesting. So, got to meet Keith David, and yes, it's Image from Childs. I spent 5 hours. That's not hyperbole. That's fact. 5 hours in line to meet Keith David, because Carl Weathers had passed the day before, and I was like, dude, if I don't meet Keith David at least once, I'm going to feel kind of left out. And I got to meet him all of 2 minutes. I got to say hi, sign it, and it was just kind of, let's just say it didn't live up to expectations. So I was a little bummed. I mean, yes, I know I waited 5 hours, and it wasn't like I was going to meet Gray or anything, but it just, the whole experience just felt, yeah. So I was bummed for it. But then I got in line for arguably the best guy I got to meet, and that is Ki-Hugh Kwan. This one I got for Special Someone. So she wanted either Wallace Shane, because Wallace Shane, what was it, Shane or Shane? I don't think I fucking care. Well, dude who says inconceivable. He was never there at his booth, and she really wanted either him or someone else. And I'm in line looking for someone, and there, lo and behold, there is Ki-Hugh Kwan, ready to go. So I'm in line for, like, this did take about an hour, but Ki-Hugh Kwan was really cool. He was very sweet, and yeah, when I was telling him about her, because I was getting her autograph for her, he was like, well, I hope you guys get to do laundry and taxes together. And I'm like, listen here, you very adorable asshole, that was not okay. But thank you. I did say that, I call him an asshole to his face. He also talked about, I told him, like, hey man, I heard you want to get into Star Wars, I hope you get it. And he's like, I do too, I loved being part of the MCU, I want to be part of Star Wars. And he talked about meeting, because Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor were there too, and he's like, I got to meet them backstage for the first time, and they were so cool, and I told him how much I want to be part of Star Wars. He was, like, all freaking out about it, like, I want to be in Star Wars. So that made my day, meeting him, and that adorable, skinny little guy you see in most of the film, like, innocent little guy, same dude. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, that was Megacon. It was a lot. It had its ups and downs, I'm not gonna lie. It had some ups and downs, but I think, I wouldn't regret it. The sad part, the problem was I flew solo because Chris, aka the Mount Vernon kid, was supposed to be down here this year. He couldn't make it because of his job. Hopefully, he said, like, I'm gonna do my best to be here next year. I'm like, I'm gonna hold you to it, dude. But yeah, so yeah, I think I'd probably have a little more fun if I actually had people with me. I think that really is the key. Is like your experience is really gonna depend on people and who you're with. So yeah. So if you were at Megacon, it's cool. Hope you had a good time, and yeah, got to meet and yeah. I don't know what else to say other than hope you all enjoyed this. I wish I could do this. I wish I could have done this as a live stream, but like that wasn't gonna happen. So hopefully this makes up for it. Anyway, so once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse. Sorry, one more thing before I go. I put it up there and I literally forgot about it the entire time. I got one more thing to show you. I cannot believe I forgot this. So, there is a booth that sells some really fun, like, kitschy 3D printed stuff. And I've gotten stuff. That's where I got the little Buddha Thulu right there. And it's also got where the Lawgiver figure up there. I know you can't see it, but they always have this bust, and it was there for $40. And I was like, you know what? I always hesitate on buying it, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it this time. And that is this bust of General Ursus from Planet of the Apes. I'm a huge fan of both the Circus franchise and the original franchise. So this is really cool. It's gonna be up there on the wall for all of you to see, or at least try to make out an image of it. So I always wanted this. I saw it at this dude's booth every time I was at the booth, and I always wanted it, and I got it. There was also a Pazuzu, like a full-size Pazuzu, like a Pazuzu idol, and I was contemplating getting that. I was like, nah. I feel like if I bring that home, there's gonna be some bad juju that follows. Just saying. I know it was a 3D printed figure, but like, still, I don't want to take that chance. Just saying. I don't know a young or old priest to help me if that happens. Anyway, so sorry I made the video just a wee bit longer, but I wanted to. This is so cool. I wanted to bring it up, and I can't believe I didn't earlier. So yeah, once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.